That's 96.7 The River, Central Minnesota's greatest hits. David and Alli in the morning. And happy to have on the phone comedian Bill Engvall. Good morning, Bill.
Well, good morning, you two. How you doing?
We're doing very good. I have to tell you right out of the chute, I thought I was going to be getting some information as they usually send out before an interview, right? I did not get the information, so we're just going to play this by ear, and I want to do something fun that I've done in the past before called Is Your Wiki True?
Okay.
So we looked you up on Wikipedia, and there's a couple of things that stuck out that I thought was rather interesting, but I'm wondering if they are true. One of those things, Bill, is that were you a tour guide for inner space caverns?
Yes, I was. When I was in college, my dad paid for tuition, books, and room, but I had to have beer, so I had to get a beer job. And I got a job at this underground cave guiding tours, and I think probably in hindsight was probably the beginnings of my comedy career because, you know, the script that we had to learn was just pretty dull.
Stale.
Yeah. So I'd spice it up much to the chagrin of the owner of the cave.
They're like, okay, Bill, like just dial it down a little bit, okay? Like not so crazy.
Bill, you at least got to get some facts in there.
How long did the job last then?
I was there for a couple of years.
Oh, nice.
I liked it. It was fun to do, and it was fun to make people laugh, and it was also a great place to take your girlfriend when you.
Oh man, Bill!
And it gave you beer money.
Yeah.
Nothing like drinking beer and making out in a cave. I'm gonna say, if you've never done it, you got to try it.
All right. The other one that stuck out was you were a DJ at a nightclub in Dallas.
Yeah, let me qualify that one.
Okay.
Let's just say my DJing involved the phrase, "Gentlemen, get out your wallets. Here comes Cheyenne."
Oh no! It wasn't. At least they didn't put that on there, right? Like, it was...
I played a lot of Van Halen and AC/DC. Let's just say that.
You did.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So you're coming to River's Edge Convention Center tonight. Very excited to have you. You've become really famous due to a couple things. One, the Blue Comedy Tour, and you guys did so many of those together. Do you put a lot of your success based on that?
Yeah, obviously I think probably the first one was the release of Here's Your Sign. That started to get me to be a household name, and then when we did the Blue Collar Comedy thing, it was that just put it over the top. That was just so much fun. If you can imagine being on the road with three of your friends, you're selling out arenas, and they're paying you stupid money. It didn't get much better than that.
Yeah, so you didn't get any trouble on that tour. You were behaving yourself.
Oh, well, I don't know if I go that far, but we had fun, and the great thing was about that tour was that you had four headliners all on the same show.
Yeah.
And it just. And the fact that we all got along, and I tell you, it was funny. I learned early on in that tour, though, you better bring your A game every night because if you didn't, those other three cats were going to bury you.
Yeah.
No pressure or anything.
But it was fun pressure. It was just something that we couldn't. I'll tell you a story about it how crazy it got at one point. I forget where we were in the Midwest, somewhere like Iowa or Ohio or something like that, and. For whatever, we were all coming from different locations, so everybody had chartered a plane. So because the promoter, for whatever reason, decided to get four limousines, and so we finished the show and we're driving back out to the airport, and each limousine pulled up to a private plane. And I remember looking at Foxworthy and just saying, "This is as close to being a rock star as we're ever going to get."
Right?
Yeah.
Like, why not just one? We can ride together.
Fun.
Like, we like each other. Like.
Yeah, that was it. We weren't like the Eagles that couldn't stand to be in the same car, but it was just one of those kind of weird moments that you went, "Wow!"
Like, I'm actually a big deal.
Yeah, like I remember we held the record for a number of years for selling out the Nashville Arena in one day.
Wow. And
then I think Bon Jovi beat us, which Bon Jovi and blue collar comedy just do not go together. I mean, it was like you thought, what? But you know what? The other thing that made the tour so successful, and I think it's part of what has created my success, is that we're just very approachable. We're literally, I mean, I know it's going to sound cliche and silly, but we're just regular guys. I mean, like the guy that you're going to see on stage there in St. Cloud is the same person you see at the Waffle House or the grocery store or the gas station or whatever. And I think that appealed to people that we could, that like when I could be your neighbor. If you didn't know what I did for a living, I could. It's not like I don't consider myself a celebrity, and I hope I never do. Just because I think then that means you're starting to believe your own press.
Right.
That's true.
That
And
sense of
I
humility
think,
is good.
yeah, and I think you have you're very relatable, so people feel like they could be friends with you.
Well, thank you. That's a key. I think probably the two key elements of my success are that I do a clean show and I do material that people can go, that he's like me, that because we deal with the same stuff that everybody else deals with. That's why in my show I don't do politics or current events or stuff like that, because people are, my theory is people are inundated with that all day long.
Right.
And my job is to provide a release from that. And I often tell people that, my show is more like we're just sitting around your living room and I'm the funny guy doing the talking.
Right.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Do you still do Here's Your Sign stuff?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's never leaving, is it?
There's an old phrase in Texas that says you dance with who brung you. And,
right.
Here's Your Sign has been my mistress for a long time.
Is it hard, though, coming up with new ones all the time?
Yeah, that's one of the problems that a comedian runs into is, if the three of us are going to see Aerosmith, I guarantee you on the car ride over, not one of us is going to say, God, I hope they play all new stuff.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And so people want to hear some of the older stuff, but they want to know you got new stuff too.
Right.
So it's a real delicate dance you do, and because people are going to bring people that maybe haven't seen me or say, God, I hope he does Dorkfish or I hope he does Here's Your Sign.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And so you want to give them that, but you also want to give them some new stuff.
Yeah,
That's
got to keep
true.
it fresh somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
Bill, let me ask you, what are some of your favorite cities to perform in?
Oh wow. I always do well in Minnesota, and I don't say that just because we're talking.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because there's a kind of a blue collar mentality up there, like
Right.
that they're just regular folks who pay their taxes and go to work every day, and
We like to
probably
let
the-
our hair down, though, Bill.
Yeah, and we all do. It's one of those places. I always say that I always enjoy playing places like St. Cloud stuff where the show is an event.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if I do a show in L.A., there's probably 75, 80 other things people could do.
Right.
Yep.
And while there's other stuff doing St. Cloud, I'm not saying I'm the only game in town, but
You might be.
it becomes a bigger deal than like in an L.A. or Dallas or New York or whatever.
Right. Well, on that note, then, Bill, what's one of your least favorite places to perform?
Casinos are tough.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes.
Only because, a lot of times they're not paying to see it.
Correct.
It's just a perk for their gamblers. And generally when people invest money in a show, they're more apt to have a great time than say if it's just giving them a free ticket.
Yep.
Right.
That's for sure.
Well, Bill Engvall coming to Rivers Edge Convention Center tonight. Bill, you're a great comedian. You're a
Thank you.
game show host
Yeah.
for a little while there, right?
Yeah.
That had to be
My
interesting.
theory is if I throw enough stuff against the wall, something's got
Something's
to
gonna
stick.
stick. And you're a great dancer too, because you went
dancing
far.
with the stars.
Yeah, you were like in the finals.
Well, yeah, that was only
person,
because
right?
I figured out early on it's not a dance competition. If it was, they wouldn't ask us to do it. But I had a blast doing that, and I think that's what the people enjoyed was that. It's like we go back to the being your neighbors. Like if your neighbor was on the show, and I always tease my audience. I say, look, the only reason you watched that was you were waiting for the crash.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like watching a NASCAR event.
Yeah.
It's like.
Can't expect any booty shaking when you perform tonight.
No, I doubt that.
Yes.
Although I am working on Bill Engvall on ice, which I think will play well in Minnesota.
Perfect. All spandex, Bill. All
Oh.
spandex.
All spandex.
Nobody
Spandex
wants
and glitter,
to see
baby.
that. Awesome that you're coming. Can't wait to see you tonight. Again, Rivers Edge Convention Center. The show starts at 7 o'clock. So have a great show tonight, man. And it was great talking to you.
Thank you, guys, and I'll see you in a couple hours.